Hi everybody.
Hi there.
Well, this little video is about Moab, and we had a lot of fun there.
We did a ton of exploring in Moab.
Yeah, and we bumped into a local who we were held up because there was a fire along the one road, and we had no choice except to turn around. And I saw a fellow with his motor hood open, so we stopped and wanted to make sure he was all right. And we got talking to him, and he told us about this road to go down. He said it'll take us into town, into the other end. What a view! That
was the most beautiful view.
So we had a lot of fun there, and we had a balloon fly over us.
Right over us.
If there was any downside to Moab, it was just very dusty. There was a lot of activity there, folks out enjoying their razors and that. Everybody in town was surprised how busy it was. We were too, given the time of year. It was coming into late fall. But I guess everybody was out enjoying the nice weather and getting their last hurrah in, maybe. But,
yeah.
But I wouldn't have missed it for anything. Dinosaur Tracks. Ooh.
Yeah, we have a lot to show you in this video.
Yeah, so I'll stop babbling. Please take a look, and if you haven't seen our videos, if this is the first one you've tripped across, we have a lot of how-to videos, our maintenance ones, of course our travel videos too, and campground reviews as well. So if you like it, we'd love to hear from you, and if you have any suggestions on how we can make things better, we'd love to hear that too. Please think of subscribing, and thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the video. See ya.
See ya. This travel day takes us from Spanish Fork, Utah to Moab, Utah, and we were in total amazement of all the different kinds of mountains we saw on this trip. Of course, travel days always give us the best scenery. We are seeing so much on our travel days, but the variations were just totally amazing. And juniper trees are very popular in Utah. There are juniper trees just all over the place. There's so many juniper trees. So our campsite for this video was on Klondike Bluff Road in Moab, and we did not do a campground review about this because it's kind of hard to recommend it. The scenery is beautiful, as you can see from these pictures. It's just absolutely amazing. We actually had a view of part of the Arches National Park, the northern part of Arches National Park, and it was just amazingly beautiful. But the road, Klondike Bluff Road, is the worst road I think that we've ever driven on. Thought this picture was cute. General is trying to sit on my lap. He used to do that all the time when he was a puppy. He would curl up into our laps, but he doesn't do it quite so often now that he's older. Not quite sure why he has such a pissy look on his face, but we were having fun playing. The first place that we visited in Moab was the Dinosaur Tracks in Mill Canyon, and this was totally amazing to us. This is the first time that we've ever seen dinosaur tracks, and they are just as clear as can be. You can see them just so clearly. And what amazed us even more is, although they do have some fencing around this area to keep people off of the tracks, that's it. They're really not being protected, they're not being watched, and people are being respectful of them, which is totally awesome. And again, most of this area millions of years ago used to be underwater, and we had been seeing around the Moab area some bluish green, kind of aqua colored dirt coming down some of the mountains. And we learned after seeing these dinosaur tracks and reading all the information that they had, that bluish green aqua layer was what was left from the water, the algae in the water, all those millions of years ago. So that was so interesting to learn. One thing about Mill Canyon, when you start to go down the road, there is a little bit of a, I guess you would call it a wash that you have to drive through, and it's filled with just loose sand, and it has a little bit of a drop off on each side. So we didn't really have a lot of trouble with our truck, but definitely a high clearance vehicle would be recommended, and 4-wheel drive would be an extra added bonus to make sure that you didn't get stuck. Also in Mill Canyon, they have an area where you can see dinosaur bones, and this is down a road, I think it was about 1.5 miles down a road that was also loose sand. So we decided to park the truck and walk that 1.5 miles to see the dinosaur bones. It wasn't a bad walk, but here's a little picture of General digging in the sand. He loves digging in the sand. Lots of beautiful scenery in this Mill Canyon area. The view from our trailer was just amazing, and we so wanted to get closer to these rock formations so we could get better pictures of them. So there were several days that we just started walking out towards these rock formations to try and get closer to them. And we'd get a little bit further every time. I mean, it looked like it was so close. It looked like, oh, 1/4 mile and we'll just be there. But we ended up walking probably about 1.5 miles back in there, and then we ran into a fence and we couldn't get any closer. But it was fun, and General had fun. We put his sneakers on him and he'd run around out there. So it's all good. The Colorado River, the same Colorado River that created the Grand Canyon, actually runs through the center of Moab. And there is a road that follows the river back in through there. So we decided to drive that road and catch some scenery along the way. We ended up driving clear back into Castle Valley and then back out again. It was just beautiful. So we had gotten almost back to the main road when we realized that there was a fire and we wouldn't be able to go any further. So like I had said at the beginning, we did stop and talk to a gentleman that kind of looked like a local, and he told us that we could follow the road back up through Castle Valley again and down around, and it would come in the southern end of town. So we decided to go ahead and do that rather than wait. And this scenery was absolutely beautiful. Highly recommended. I think a lot of people probably don't take this drive. Maybe they just don't realize it's out there, but highly recommended. Oh my goodness, this was just beautiful scenery. And we even got a bonus when we got almost down to the end of the road. We ran into a real cowboy rounding up some of his cattle. This was so awesome.
Talk about a morning treat. Look at this. Coming right over our heads. It's driving General crazy. What is that, General? Oh, that's so cool. It's so nice when friends drop in the morning. We've seen it for a couple of days, and it's just really great. What a way to start your morning off.
Also in Moab is Canyonlands National Park, and this park is so much less visited than Arches is, but it is so beautiful in its own way. These canyons are absolutely amazing. By far the most popular attraction in Moab is Arches National Park, and with good reason. There are some absolutely amazing rock formations and arches in there. It's just beautiful. while we were in Moab, Ed volunteered to cut my hair because it had been many, many months since I've had it cut. And he was extremely nervous. It ended up not being a terribly good cut, a lot shorter than what I was hoping for, and it was a little uneven from one side to the other. But he did the best job he could, and I appreciate him volunteering, and it's all good. I ended up getting it fixed later, but pretty interesting day. And this will have been like the third time that I've cut his hair, so I think I'm getting a little better as I go along.